An intense and insightful, thought-provoking story. I had thoughts, for sure. Attention! Class is back in session. It's another fucking Friday with my insufferable face on your screen. I love that for you. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are going to be going through 5-star reviews of books that I hated. Books that I loathed. So these are books that I either gave 1 star or 2 stars. I've never done this before. We're going in completely blind. I don't even know which books I'm doing yet, but let me just say this. I do have the tendency to be a hater. These are just my opinions. They simply do not matter. I don't know how to filter myself sometimes to a fault. So you get what you get with me. So I am totally understand that some of you are gonna absolutely love these books. Clearly, I'm gonna be reading 5-star reviews of them. And I love that for you. First, we need a beverage. I am having one of my nowadays drinks. These are THC cocktails. Because guys, let me tell you, I am stressed. As you guys may or may not know, I am on my Red Rising journey. And this is the most painful, dark, agonizing series I have ever read in my entire life. This is God tier to me. I haven't felt this way since I read Throne of Glass. I don't know what to do with myself. So I have 2 books left in the series. There's 1 more book to come next year. I can't pick up the next book because I'm so scared. We have our trusty Goodreads app on my phone, so that's what I'm gonna be using to go through the reviews. I'm kind of excited. Should I also read my 1-star reviews? We first are going to start with The Ritual. This is the first book in the Lord series. This is dark romance, and it's very well loved in the dark romance community. Not by me. Not by me. This is one of my least favorite books of the year. I want to wipe this book from my brain. Actually, there was not a single thing I enjoyed about this. This is one of those books where I'm fully convinced the couple, they got a divorce. They're not together. I just could not even, I couldn't do it. I just can't read dark romance where they're literally doing the naked twister every other page and there's no plot. And I couldn't. Okay, let's see. Also, this is no hate, no shade to anyone writing these reviews. I will not include any names for people in their reviews. Again, this is just different opinions on books. And I think it's so cool how people can read a book and think one thing and then someone else could have the exact opposite reading experience. That's what reading is all about. And I love that. I always try to welcome and make this a safe space for positive disagreement and for discourse about books and discussing your opinions in a way that is not hurtful or hateful, because that is what reading is all about. That is what is expected. So hopefully I do that. I don't know. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Read this right now. Best book I've ever read. Life is a highway and I want to ride riot all night long. Normally I hate the female characters in books, but Blake, she's the definition of a ride or die chick. Sis is a smart, capable, independent woman. Wow, her growth through this book is amazing. I love how Riot from day one never shamed her or her kinks. Valid. Riot did not. They complemented each other in terms of their kinks. And that's one of the things I love about dark romance, is it helps people embrace the more deviant sides of themselves. Blake being a rider, I could not stand Blake because I felt like she had no backbone and she was just there. She was just there. I mean, Riot is objectively hot. So valid. So valid. This was pretty fucked up, but somehow I really liked it. My morals have obviously gone bye-bye. And I respect that, because sometimes you're just gonna read a dark, sick, and twisted, smutty dark romance and be like, maybe I shouldn't like this, but I ate this up. I respect that so much. Amazing. I don't think I've ever read a book as delightfully filthy as this one. I am absolutely in love with Riot. He made it on my list of top 10 book boyfriends. Okay. I just had one complaint. I hated that this was a college romance. It was so very unbelievable that this was a story about a bunch of 20-year-olds. True. I hated Riot. I hated him so much. Why did I hate him so much? I don't know. I'm clearly the problem. Not every book is going to be everyone's cup of tea, but let me guzzle tea with the royals because this was for me. I love that. I like the nitty-gritty questionable smut. Add in some violence, murder, and a plot to go with that's got some twists and turns. I already ordered the next book and I'll most likely order the rest. Wait, okay, I actually love that first statement because that's so true. I thought there was no plot. Where was the plot? Where was the plot? They were doing the naked twister since like the first moment they met, their first scene together, and then they were doing that the whole time. And then he happened to be in a secret society and they went to college. Definitely questionable smut. I feel like if it was just if we got half the smut, I probably would have liked it more. But something with me, like if it's just so much smut, I can't. Like I completely check out, it's just too much and I have to keep skipping over it. Let's go on to Consider Me, the first book in the Playing for Keeps series. I will read my review for this one because like I'm still scarred for life about this. He refers to his appendage as his sword of thunder. I'm gonna go put my head through drywall repeatedly and then maybe punch myself in the face to remove this book from my memory. What was I on? I needed to do so much less. My biggest problem with this book is it gave me the ick times 1 million. Like I could not even handle how much this guy gave me the ick. Like I can't even continue this series. This is hockey romance, interconnected standalones. I refuse to continue this series. This book was exactly what I needed. Carter's soft side for Olivia was just too much to handle. He's so cute and sweet and sensitive and goofy. The fact that he literally changed to be the best for her is beyond heartwarming. The communication is key in this book is what I mean when I say communication is key. The way they actually were mature enough to be there for each other and talk through their problems together made me believe that there's still a light in darkness. The miscommunication is what made me want to jump out of a fucking window in the end. I could not stand it. Some of y'all don't like to have fun and need a gallon of water after you finish reading a book that makes you need to run laps around your house. I feel really called out. No, I am so here for a silly, goofy time and like giggle, kick your feet. I feel like this is what this book did for a lot of people. There was no giggling to be had for me. If you want a book that'll have you giggling with your feet swinging in the air, this is for you. If you've read Briar You, Carter is giving all of them a run for their money. Briar You? Love that series. Carter made me like physically recoil. I have no words. I loved everything about this book. It was perfection to me. Like even when he called it his sword of thunder, even when he like was so obsessed with how itsy bitsy teeny tiny itty witty she was, he called her Pipsqueak. Then we have Priest, which is dark romance. Oh God, this was so bad. My review was, this was so bad it almost made me cry, which is so true. Like it was so painful. This does have a 3.55 Goodreads rating, so I'm not sure how many 5 stars there will be. This one is going to stay with me for a while. It was hot, hot, hot and very emotional. Loved it and would recommend it for anyone who isn't against a taboo read. It was definitely very taboo. It was another one that was just all spice. Like they were spicy the whole time and emotional. Emotional? You also don't get her POV. So I feel like the whole time this guy's just like lusting after her. Do you like your smut with a side of theology? I didn't know I did before this book. That's actually hilarious because no, exactly. It's hard to come to terms with how much I love this book morally. Wonder if you are messed up for loving it, but I can't deny an author a 5-star read and review because it made me question my own morals and values. I actually love that. I love when a book makes you just question things because you're like, I'm sorry. An intense and insightful, thought-provoking story. I had thoughts. For sure. None of which were good. Okay, this next one I do feel a little bit bad for because this is one of my favorite contemporary romance series, literally ever. It's my favorite sports romance series. It's Mile High, the Windy City series. The first book I did not like. I did not like Mile High at all. I gave all the rest of the books 5 stars though, every single one in the series. And I feel like if I went back now and read Mile High, I would appreciate it so much more and definitely give it maybe 2 stars instead of 1. my review is, don't let this keep you from reading the series. Read the series. Read the series, okay? This is unpopular. So many people love Mile High. You can also skip it and just start with the right move and then go back to it if you want. I said one can only read about a man talking about how big his ding dong is so many times before they question their entire existence. I hate it here. And I did not like this book. I really didn't. This is also one of those books where like, I feel like I don't have a solid enough, like sometimes it's just 1 star because a few little things will piss me off and I can't get past them. Like this was one of those ones where I just like, I think it was also like the wrong time for me to read it. Everything was pissing me off. I was getting the ick so bad and I could not connect with them no matter how hard I tried. He sent her nail money. Say less. Jack pays for my nails, which is so nice, which like pop off, I guess. But like he also was he just was so obsessed with himself. I couldn't get over it. This was so well done. Get it out of your system, turns into deep soulmate love. Ugh, perfection. They are soulmates. Like they are so in love and you feel their love throughout the series too. Like there's no denying that Liz Tomforty, she knows how to write love. Like this was not surface level love. Like they were so in love. I just could not connect with them at all. I don't get why people hate this one in the series. I'm always gonna be people. I am just like, sometimes I'm just a hater to my core. Like, you know how it's frustrating. It's frustrating when little things get me so pissed off to the point where I can't enjoy a book. Ugh. The nerve of my brain to be like that, to be completely honest. Next, we have My Dark Romeo. My review was he nicknamed her Shortbread, which is literally all you need to know. All you need to know. This was dark romance, arranged marriage, billionaire romance. He also just, gave me the ick. Didn't feel their chemistry. You will see a pattern going on here. Why'd he nickname her Shortbread? Why the fuck? This is hilarious. I'm not reading this whole review because it's long, but this book was so ridiculous and I think I will understand any negative review that I see about it. But I am rating it 5 stars out of sheer enjoyability. I had so much fun reading this. It was really funny. If you like dark romance, marriage of convenience, arranged marriage tropes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it was dark romance. I respect that so much. There are a lot of books that I will read and like just give 5 stars for vibes. And then I'll be like, I understand all of the negativity of this because this was trash, but I had so much fun. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's so funny too, because I am not this like literary critic. I'm not. It's not like I have insanely high standards. I'm picky. I'm picky and an annoying reader, which is so funny because it's like, it's not like this was like such low quality literature. No, literally no. Literally not at all. Sometimes I will just read a book about a guy stalking her and wearing a mask. And I'm like, yeah, 5 stars, of course, of course. This is just me being so picky. So yeah, this could totally be a vibes read. This is a quote from the book. I wanted to evaporate into mist, seep into her and never come back. Splendid. See, like I could see someone reading that and be like, oh my God, I love that so much. For me, because this guy gave me the ick so much, I was like, absolutely the fuck not. Like, why did you just say that? This is one of the best enemies to lovers I've read in a while. The perfect amount of spice, angst, and slow burn that left me on edge for about 95% of the book. Enemies to lovers where? Where the fuck was it? I couldn't find it. You guys are gonna hate me for this one and I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. But King of Sloth by Anna Huang. Now listen, there are so many Anna Huang books that I love that I've given 5 stars. So like, I think my standards are just too high at this point, but this is my review. Don't mind me just adjusting my rating because this does in fact make Twisted Love seem tolerable. Twisted Love, you now get my 2 stars. You're welcome. I wanted to love this so bad. The first 10% was promising and then, well, quite literally nothing happened. Like actually nothing. I also have more chemistry with my kitchen cabinet than these 2. Guys, nothing happened. And they just felt like friends to me. They just felt like friends. It wasn't even like it was icky. It just, I'm like, what are we doing? What am I even reading right now? Javier was so mid. Like, no, because with Peace and Love, Miss Anna Huang really said, I heard you bitches mumbling and cackling about my heroes being too similar. Here's Javier. He was different. I mean, he was a silly, flirty golden retriever MMC. He was different. I just found him very boring. I loved Sloane and Javier. I loved that he taught her it's okay to be herself and have her feelings. And I loved how they both found each other and were able to heal each other. He did yeah, he did that for sure. I'm like, no, yeah, that's like all true. Why didn't I care? Why didn't I give a shit? I'm like, no, I love that. He did that. Still didn't care. Golden Retriever, MMC, and Black Cat FMC is always top tier. I'm obsessed with Sloane. For real. Javier is my type of man. Unfortunately, I fell in love so fast. Here's the thing. I didn't feel like she was giving Black Cat. Like, I felt like she was just kind of like no personality. Done and dusted. You know, I I had not dabbled with any sort of, what the fuck, cowboy romance since Elsie Silver. I was like, I need to expand. Like, I need to see what else is out there. Wish I didn't, because not to be dramatic, but this book made me want to yee-haw myself off a cliff entirely. Like, I still hold to that drama. This was so icky, this whole series. I even tried the second book. If I binge the whole series this weekend, mind your business. So valid. Like, it's such a short, quick, easy read. I was slogging through the mud to get through it. Luke Brooks could absolutely step on me. That's the MMC. I love that energy. That energy makes me so happy. Like, it really does. He gave me the personality of cardboard, but like, he was obviously still fine, so he could also step on me too, sure. Dirty talking cowboy, no third act breakup, quick read. He calls her sugar. Need I go on? He does in fact call her sugar, and that made me want to take a spoon, put it into my eye sockets, and take out my eye socket? My eyeball. Yeah, that's exactly sugar. I couldn't do it. This review is a quote of the book. Sugar, you deserve to go out on your own terms. Just because you got dusted doesn't mean you're done. I can't. I remember reading that and being like, no, there's no fucking way. Like, no, oh, no. Anyway. Okay, so next we have Glow of the Everflame, which is the second book to Spark of the Everflame. Glow of the Everflame is one of my least favorite books of all time. I won't spoil anything. My review is an essay, so I'll just read the first paragraph. Thank God that's over. By far my most disappointing read of the year. DM takes my #1 spot for least favorite FMC of all time. Still holds. The most upsetting part about this to me is that there were things I did like about this book, but in the end, DM was the series' demise for me, and I was incapable of looking past her being one of the most insufferable characters I have ever read. All of that still stands. That character, that book, I have never felt so much rage and frustration in my life reading a book. I have never hated a character so much who is like not the villain. There is just something about an FMC that is like characterized as being so smart, being so dumb, knowing exactly what not to do, turning around and doing it 2 seconds later, being so awful. Sorry, never mind. I'm gonna read these reviews. The drama, the magic, the unhinged emotional damage. I wanted to damage something, preferably myself, because I did not want to be able to even have the ability to read anymore. Everything hurts so bad after this, God. No, this is a review I completely agree with. I was in severe pain because of how bad that was. Slow burn perfection. I'm thoroughly enjoying this series. Is it a slow burn? Yes, but it's a slow burn in the way that like I personally hate, because the first book you can't count as a slow burn because there's literally no romance in the first book, like barely any at all. Her and Luther don't even meet each other until like the 80% mark. So like that's not a slow burn because there's nothing burning. Second book, you do get the burn, but like part of the slow burn is like the tension and like, I don't know, like their relation. I just felt like they spent no time together, and when they did spend time together, she was awful to him. The series is my new obsession. If you like books where he falls first, this one is a must read. He does fall first, and he's just blind the whole time, which, you know what? Do your thing. I'm a hater. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I think I'm done with that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Promise Me Not. Okay, this is the second book to the book Say You Swear, which I loved. I don't even know what this was. I should have known when he nicknamed her. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? I don't think you're ready for this. Pretty Little. That's right, you heard me right. Pretty Little. Pretty Little what? Don't know. Pretty Little. Yeah, start from the top. I should have known when he nicknamed her Pretty Little that this book was going to make me want to take a bath in a bucket of hot lava. I must see myself out.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Another book where the FMC was so insufferable and so mean to the MMC to the point where I was rooting for him to leave her ass. She sucked. This was a slow burn, but such a good story. Just as much as I love the first one, I really love this one. Can't wait to read the next. I can't even believe that this was written by the same author. And it was such a slow burn. I didn't want it to burn. I didn't. Like, I just felt like she was so awful to him the whole time. And there was so much back and forth. And like, there was no growth. And I was like, no, thank you. This was the best book I've ever read. No kidding. I cried so much. I laughed. I squealed so loud. I loved every moment. I love Mason and Peyton more than life. I love that. I love that you had that experience. Oh, this one was another one. Like, I wanted to let people love this book. People love this. This was my least favorite in the series, the Alliance series. I really liked I loved the second book. I liked the first book. Third and fourth, though, this is Hans. My review was during Spicy Time, he called her little girl and made her call him daddy. Excuse me while I swallow back my vomit, because that is just a personal ick to me. Is like, it's huge age gap, which I love an age gap, but when they're so obsessed with the age gap and like the little girl, yeah, this is mafia romance. Hans is now my favorite stalker after Edward Cullen. He was a stalker. I thought he was a very weak stalker. Like, I feel like the stalker meter was pretty low. Edward Cullen? Since when is Edward, like, why would you do Edward Cullen that dirty? Hands down, my favorite book of the series. Literally had me screaming and crying. I love it here. Over Dom? Dom literally tattoos his name around her finger 4 times because she slept with 4 men. So it's like the reminder that, like, she's his now. He's crazy. I'm embarrassed to say this was the best book I've read this year so far. Listen, I'm so happy. Might I recommend, though, the Bratva series if you like mafia romance? I think then you'll be like, hang on. Ruthless Creatures, another mafia romance book that everyone keeps telling me to read. I'm like, so I did read it. Wish I didn't. Until I can figure out how to erase the mental image of him bent over, asking her to spank him with her hairbrush, I will be passing away for the foreseeable future. Unprovoked, this man bent over and asked her to spank him with her hairbrush. I'm so sorry, I can't get that out of my head. Like, I cannot get that out of my head. But like, so many people loved it. So damn enjoyable. These two had me in my feelings. Maybe I just feel too much. Like, I wish I felt less, because I feel like if I wasn't so insufferable, I'd be able to enjoy things more. I have no words except cage. That man, I just felt like, I don't know. My skin is crawling. Now, this person's review is just a period, which, you know what, period, because exactly. No, because I love that, because either you loved it, period. You hated it like me, period. You were indifferent, period. The Dixon Rule. Now, as an Elle Kennedy fan, this hurt me. This was the first book of hers that I absolutely hated. She writes hockey romance. Google's how to unread a book. My eyeballs are bleeding. Because they were. Like, I felt like I needed to just get that out of my head completely for so many reasons, but I feel like the biggest being how the lack of romance in said romance book. Fake dating, but like, they were basically real dating the whole time, but they never breached friendship level in terms of chemistry. The ending was a dumpster fire. Oh God. I take back everything I said about not wanting Shane and Diana next. I'm shitting tears over them, Your Honor. Shitting tears, that is so funny. I thought Shane and Diana were cardboard, you know? Bland. Tough to swallow. I have my problems with a few parts, but overall, a very nice and fun read. You know what? And you know what? That's exactly how you should be, right? Because, like, why can't I be more like that? Yeah, I had some of my problems, but, like, 5 stars. Apparently, can't be like that. I can't have nice things. The smut is smutting, and the pain is paining, bawling my eyes out. See, the ending was objectively sad, but it was, like, this crazy trauma dump that we didn't work through, and I was like, okay, what do you mean? It was really spicy. Maybe it was too spicy. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I know you guys are going to hate me for this. Cruel King by Rena Kent. This series is just not for me. If I had to choose between reading this or reading the French encyclopedia front to back 3 times over, I'd choose the encyclopedia. And I have never spoken a lick of French in my life. Because you can't tell me Levi King has any likable qualities. What even was that? I did try Deviant King. I also gave that 1 star. This is a long review, so I'm just going to... The first quote, though, if he wants a battle, I'm going to give him a bloody war. Levi and Astrid, my loves, they are so sweet. If he wants to one of my things with this, like, the FMC has... was just walked all over. Like, she tried her best, but she did not execute. And it was pissing me off because he just treated her like trash. You can run, but you can't hide. I'll always catch you, princess. I couldn't with that. I was just cringing. I'm like, there's no way that these high schoolers are saying this shit. What do you mean? Feminism was thrown out the window the second I started this book. You know what? Valid, because sometimes I'll be reading, I'm like, it was in this exact moment where all the feminism just like left my body. Like, the 1 stars make me giggle. Like, someone said, this is my 13th reason, and that is so me, because I completely agree. Let's just end it on like a really dramatic note, because what the fuck is wrong with me? Vicious Hearts by Jagger Cole. This is the second book in the Dark Heart series, Dark Mafia Romance. Oh my God, if you want to imagine what it's like to have your brain put through a meat grinder, read this book. I'm gonna go jump off my roof now. Yeah, an excessively awful demonstration of when it's age gap, and he is so obsessed with how young and tiny and little and young and, oh, I can't. Will you excuse me for a second? Screams. Me too! I was also yelling and crying for my mother. Like, I feel like we totally were on the opposite but same level. You know what I mean? If you like dark, dangerous heroes, this book is for you. Throw in an equally dark heroine and the sparks fly. Was I blind when the sparks were flying? And what I hated was that she was advertised as being like dark and crazy too. She wasn't. She also had no backbone. And I wanted to hit her and shake her and be like, girl. And then this guy who was supposed to be like morally black, I felt like I was a little disappointed in him. Not gonna lie. I do think he called her Little Rabbit. Why would you do that to me? Really, I feel personally attacked by that. Anyways, I'm just like done being a hater. This was a quicker little video today, but it was fun. I hope you don't hate me after this. Again, these are just my opinions, and I just think it's so funny. Like, I think how picky I can be sometimes is actually hilarious and so annoying, but I like doing this. Maybe I'll do a part 2, or maybe I'll just read another 1-star review. Do another reading 1-star reviews of my favorite books again, because that cracks me up. Like, people are hilarious. So anyway, I have no idea what this says about me, but that's it for the day. I'm gonna go have a sweet treat. I'm gonna go be flat. I'm gonna go die reading the book that I'm reading because it's taking my soul. And I literally am so excited. I don't know. What the fuck just happened? I just like blacked out for a second. That's all. Goodbye.